Well. I think we all knew from the start that this negotiation was obviously not going very well. Sometimes you can just get a feeling about it. You know how, when you have another negotiation, they're like, oh, we'll get it done. Don't worry about it. But by the way, all of the rumors were coming out, and it was just really, I was like, man, this negotiation is obviously not going well. So we have the rumor boys that were essentially saying, Jeremy Swayman was lowballed. Now, obviously, a lot of their leaks are going to be coming from the Jeremy Swayman camp, but apparently he was only offered about like $6 million originally AAV, something like that, right? And that is going to get a lot of the fans on his side, I would say, right? Now, not that that's a horrible offer, it's just that like more fans would be on his side. But now today we have Cam Neely coming out and saying, actually, no. He has, quote, 64 million reasons to show up. Like, listen, you can call this unprofessional, and you would actually be right. I wouldn't actually disagree with you. But man, is this spicy. Like, wow. Like, because essentially he is telling you that he is offering 64 million and they want an 8-year contract. Both sides do. So 8 times 8, that would make an 8 million AAV. I know I'm not a math wizard, but that's what it would be. That's pretty spicy, man. That's really spicy, because that is a lot more reasonable. You understand what I mean? Like, I would look at that contract and be like, yeah, that's more reasonable. Like, he should probably sign that. Now, should management do this? Probably not. This clearly shows that the negotiation is not going very well, though. So sometimes situations like this can mess up a relationship between a team and a player, right? And I'm telling you, sometimes stuff like this can never be like repaired. Now, I'm not going to say that they're going to have a bad relationship forever, but this negotiation, like, even look at the Leafs and Nylander, like, they had a really tough negotiation, but, everything turned out all right, and he's still a Maple Leaf, so that's good, right? But you just hope that this doesn't mess up the relationship between the player and the team, obviously, right? I tend to be a bit more of a person, in my opinion, that is a little bit more skeptical of paying goalies huge amounts of money. Now, it is obviously true that you do need to have an elite starting goalie, and it obviously helps. There's no doubt about that. You have Bobrovsky that just won a Stanley Cup, and Vasilevsky, and, you do need a goalie. It's weird, because it's simultaneously one of the most important positions in hockey, but it's very, very random. Like, you never know what you're going to get. Well, there are very few goalies in the league that are elite starters, and Jeremy Swayman has never played more than 40 games. Well, I think a little bit above 40 games in his NHL career. And I think that's what Boston is afraid of, right? To be a true starter, you need to play 60 games, and when you play those extra 20 games, it could put more wear on his body, and that is the difficulty, right? Because a lot of it is just about consistency. Now, as I said before, Jeremy Swayman's numbers have been excellent, right? But he's worked as a tandem. This was very mismanaged by the Bruins management in my situation. In my opinion. Like, I think that they should have kept Allmark for a while, got him signed up, figured out exactly what the smartest decision was from there, but they kind of have mismanaged it up to this point. And then you start getting leaks from both the, players camp and the, Bruins management. And obviously, like, again, I don't really know how anybody can debate this. It's obviously not going very well. So hopefully it gets figured out before the season's at least for Bruins fans, right? You just never know. At the end of the day, Allmark, Linus Allmark is an excellent goalie too. But, man, Jeremy Swayman was really, really good against the Leafs. Like, I know the Leafs struggled to score in the playoffs period, but he was also really, really good for them. You know, and I guess that's obviously why they're turning to Jeremy Swayman, because, you know, he's proved himself in recent history to be, you know, quote unquote, the guy, and that's important. But I don't know. I think 8 million, here's the thing. I'm just going to straight out say it. If it is true, like, I don't like this negotiation tactic, although it's very spicy and it's easy to make a video about. But I will say, I don't really like this negotiation tactic, but I think 8 million is actually very fair for Jeremy Swayman. He's only played like 40 games. Like, he's not Igor Shesterkin or, you know, Vasilevsky, right? Like, he simply does not have the pedigree that those players do have yet. You know, I was thinking the other day, like, I wonder if maybe just a short 1-year deal might be able to figure it out. Like, let's see if this guy can play, you know, 60, 65 games, like, be a true number one starter. And then if he can, okay, then when he throws up like a 918 and 921, you know, then he'll get 10, right? But I understand from the Bruins' point of view the hesitancy to give a player that much money that has never played in a starter's role. That's completely fair. That's why you have to test these things out first. Like, what the Bruins should have done is, before his contract was way up, they should have tested him. Like try to play the guy 60, 65 games, see if he can hold up. So you're a lot more sure of yourself that he can do it, right? That's another part of the mismanagement, in my opinion. Because if you had already seen him play 60, 65 games, put up the same numbers, goals against average, high danger save percentage, all the great numbers that we all love, you would be able to see that no, Jeremy Swayman has already done this, so then you're a lot more comfortable giving him that amount of money, right? But I don't know, man. It is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, what Neely did today is going to put the onus big time on Jeremy Swayman. And this will turn the fan base against Jeremy Swayman. There's no doubt about it. Like, fans are going to hear this guy's denied an 8x8 deal and he's not showing up. Like, these things can get real spicy, man. Like, real spicy. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what's happening. And I understand the criticism of it, but, you know, I think that's a completely fine deal for Jeremy Swayman, in my opinion. Although I'd say, you know, the tactics are kind of greasy, but 8x8 for me is completely fine. So why don't you drop your opinions in the comments below? Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. Like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate it, guys, and have a great day. Goodbye.